Hey, it's me, Karina. Welcome back to my channel. If you have not yet subscribed yet, please do so right now because I post daily videos that are really going to save you a lot of money on Amazon FBA because I try to minimize as many mistakes as possible for you. And today's topic will do exactly that, and that is product mistakes in launches that you should be avoiding. And these are quite very common, unfortunately. And I wanted to go through them and kind of show you a product and analyze it and why you should kind of watch out for this. So again, when you launch a product, when you look for a product, you have to see how you're also going to launch it. You can't just look at the review count and say the reviews are low, I got this, I'm gonna launch. You have to look at several other factors. You have to analyze the entire market, and many people don't do that. Many people just think they can just jump into something, put it up there, and have it be okay. Well, how are you going to launch it? That's the question I want to ask you, because Amazon has changed. You cannot just do heavy discount and giveaways. You can potentially do that, but you very risk your account when you do that. Amazon does not like you to manipulate the bestseller rank in methods like that. They're being very more cautious with that. Plus, that method doesn't even give you actual data. You might get to the first page by tricking the algorithm and, you know, appearing there on the first page. But when it comes down to it, if your product is bad, if you're not getting organic sales off the bat, then no one's gonna buy your product even if it's on the first page. They're still going to buy the people who are doing well, and that's what you have to take into account. Is your product realistically something that other people are going to buy? And by the way, if you want a product list checklist, product launch checklist, I made one. It's completely free. It's a guide. It's down below. It's going to tell you everything you need to keep in mind before launching your product. Just kind of like written out in form. You can just go through each step, say check, I have this, I'm ready for my product launch. It's made just for you. I'll send it directly to your email down here. Trust me, it's very valuable. If I were you, I would not pass that up, because you might be launching in the future, and when you're ready, that checklist will already be gone, because I probably would delete it off of the YouTube description. Just download it now or the link will be dead. Literally get it now. So anyways, the number one mistake is people are not being realistic with their product launches. They look at numbers and they don't realize that, okay, maybe you can get to the first page by doing some type of, you know, bestseller rank manipulation, or maybe some giveaways or full price giveaways, but you have to take into account that that takes money. You can't just throw your product up there and expect to match the sales velocity of the first page sellers, which is the only way to get to the first page. People look at competitive products that are doing crazy numbers, or not even crazy numbers, maybe, you know, like 20K, 30K, 40K, which is not as crazy as some products on Amazon literally do $500,000 a month or 800K a month. So, but they think that they can instantly match that and that be easy because they bundle it with something or they added something that the product doesn't have. But that's still not being realistic. You have to look at the data, you have to look at the sales, and you have to have a strategy on how you're going to launch that product. And if you do not have the funds to launch that product, to give it away with full price sales or whatever other methods you are trying to do, then you're probably not going to get to the first page and you're probably not going to sell. Now the question comes, and this is the most important thing, is you have to look for specific types of products. If you look for products that are very competitive in that sort of way, then I mean, right, then you can do it maybe to whatever way you know, but that's not how I like to approach things. I like to give people the highest opportunity for success, and that's what I teach in my program. All my students know that I like to teach this model, low risk, which means finding products that you can rank with PPC and slowly match the sales velocity of those on the top page. That is the best launch thing to do, and everyone else that's not doing it is really putting themselves at high risk for being stuck with a bunch of inventory if you can't get to the first page, or you're going to need to invest a lot of money in order to get to the first page. So let's look at a sample product right here. This is a product that's been really hot on the market. Everybody, you know, wants a piece of it, and it's been kind of circulating around for quite some time, but it's a very competitive product, and those that don't have money are not going to be successful in launching that, and that is the felt letterboard. And plus, it's just such, so you can't differentiate. So there's nothing that's going to make you stand out, right? So let's just take an analysis of this. Just by looking at it from the way we're looking at it, every single product is essentially the exact same thing. Yes, there's some variations in the gray and the black and maybe some of the letters that are available and the colors, but a person who's gonna buy this is basically going to buy the first thing they see, or the first 10 positions. They might do a little scroll, click around, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to see the reviews, the 5 stars, and that's it. That's what's going to govern their decision on when they want to buy it. So is this a commodity? Yes. Can you still sell this? I mean, if you study this market, you're going to notice that some of the sellers have been around for, you know, a few months, and that this may not necessarily be a market with a high turnover rate, because the people on the first page secured their spot despite the fact that they have less reviews than everyone else. There are people that are doing, you know, thousands of reviews, but the thing with this product is, to get there, you, like I said, you have to match the sales velocity, and the people doing this are potentially, like, I don't know what they're doing, I don't know the sellers, but I'm going to take a very educated and probably a 98% accurate guess and say they are doing bestseller rank manipulation with money. They are probably getting full price sales from either what type of other launch method group they know, but and it is possible. You can see people are doing quite well in this market. There's people that are doing 65K, 55K, 24K, 36K, and the reviews are not even necessarily that high. For example, he's not doing so well, but like 132 reviews with 24K sales, 54K with 344 reviews. So they are doing bestseller manipulation, bestseller rank manipulation. If you have a way to do that and you want to spend the amount of money to, let's say, match all these crazy amount of sales, like look, they're like doing 2,000 items a month. So let's say you try to match the 1,000, you know, give away those items. Do it. But it's gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you, and it's not gonna be pretty, and you have a higher chance of failure. But if you look for markets that are lower competition, you can launch products with pay-per-click, which is exactly what I teach in my program, which is very low risk, and you will slowly but surely rank your way up to the top if and only if your product is high quality and offers the same and better deal than everybody else on the first page. If you were to try to rank with PPC in this market, it would be impossible, because say you do get the top position for these sponsored ads, your product looks exactly like everybody else, and chances are people are buying these other ones that are on the first page more than these sponsored ones, because you can get up here if you outbid everyone, even with like a really low review count, and that's what people try to do. But they don't keep in mind that the PPC for these top positions is also quite expensive. So you're going to end up spending a lot of money to get one single click on a product like this, one click, and it's gonna cost you like $5. And that's a lot for one click, and that click is never going to amount, or no matter how many keywords you run, it's not going to amount to the amount of sales that all the other sellers are doing. So that's the problem when people try to go into these oversaturated markets and think they can launch with PPC. Can you be successful in a market like this? Yeah, you probably could, but you have to do more than just launch it with PPC. And if you know how, if you have the resources, then, you know, go ahead, try it out. That's your choice. But that's, like I said, that's not how I like to teach my students. I like my students to be like the most cushion as possible. So if the product does have mishaps or failures, that they're not taking a hard blow that leads them to essentially give up on the entire business model, because they think that now it's difficult and every product fails. It's just, you really have to look at the data and, can I launch with this and be successful with whichever method, right? I have so many people writing me DMs and things about iPhone cases. I want to launch an iPhone case, and that's very interesting to me too, because I have mentioned this several times. Do not launch iPhone cases. That's the most like oversaturated market you possibly be in. But they think that they can launch with PPC, and you cannot. Even if you launch other way, you still won't do well for that market. But just really take a honest look at your product, take an honest look at the sellers on the first page, and make the distinction of, can I actually launch this product with the amount of money that I have in my pocket? Or do I need to have an extra thousands and thousands of dollars so I can do some BSR tweaks and get to the top in ways that are against Amazon's terms of service and take that risk? That's your choice, right? Like I said, I teach students within terms of service, as low risk as possible, minimize the blows and hits. That's how I like to do it. And there are plenty of products in Amazon FBA that are those types of markets that you differentiate, have a better offer, launch with PPC, you stand out, people buy your product, you're on the first page, within a few weeks, you're good. If you want more information on that, you can go to intoamilli.com and find out more about my program, or the link is down below, as well as to all of my other programs, or not programs, all my other ways to contact me, such as Instagram, email, etc, etc. Anyways, the guide that I mentioned is down below. Really download the checklist. It's going to be so helpful for all your launches, and to just kind of get a general idea even before the launch what you should be doing, just so it's easier when you actually get to that state. I hope it's helpful. I'll see you in my next video.